All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Monkey Man by the Rolling Stones, which is totally appropriate because this is the APE class, Applied Physics and Engineering. Here we're going to do our hovercraft logo, and you know this already. We learned that already. We're going to do some basic shapes. So the first thing we have to do is we've got to download the template. So we're going to go to the internet. So go open up Google Chrome on your computer, and what you need to do is click on this button that looks a little something like this, and it's going to take you to this web page right here. And from here, click on Engineering Assignments, and that's going to take you here. And click on this link, and that's going to take you right here. Okay, so once you're here, click on this thing, the hovercraft template, and it's going to download this thing. Alright, so once it does that, click on it, and that's going to open up this assignment right here in Adobe Illustrator. See if I can show you. Here we go. It's going to open up this. So if you are a good student, by the way, this class is STEAM, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. So the technology, we're learning some technology stuff. So whenever you're dealing with a new file, what you do, you should save it. So let's go File. And we're going to go Save As. The very first thing before you make any changes, you're going to go File, Save As. And on the computer, you're going to click on, I can't show you because I just can't, but anyway, on the computer, you're going to go to the Start menu, you're going to go to Computer. There should be a drive with your name on it. Or no, pardon me, we'll do it. We'll look at it, if it'll do it. Oh, you got to be so patient with these computers. Okay, so you're going to go to your computer. You're going to go to your folder with your name on it. I'm going to go to Libraries. You're not going to go to Libraries, but you're going to go to Computer, and I'm going to go to My Documents. Again, you're going to go to your folder with your name on it, and then finally, I'm going to go to my folder with my name on it. Let's see if I can find it. Alright, so there's my folder with my name on it. You go to your folder with your name on it. I'll help you individually if you can't find it. You're going to make a new folder. So there should be a button up here that says New Folder, or you can click on this, or you can right-click and say New Folder. Okay, so click on the new folder. Anyway, so you go into this thing called, make a new folder called APE for Applied Physics and Engineering. Make a new folder called Hovercraft Logo, and you're going to save it in there. Okay, alright, so I hit cancel, you hit save. Okay, so take a look at this. You can double click on this thing and it'll shrink it down to size. So double click on this hand. The first thing we're going to do is go Window, make sure yours looks like mine. Go Window, go to Workspace, and go to like Photoshop. Click on that and it's going to look a little bit like mine. And okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a couple things to draw this. So if you don't have a grid and rulers like I do, go View and turn on the grid. So I can hide the grid or show the grid. Make sure you see the grid, and you want to turn on the rulers because we're going to use this Illustrator program to build your next hovercraft. We're going to design the next hovercraft in Illustrator, and you're also going to make a logo. So, but if you're going to do some engineering work on here, you have to do some measurements. So, what we're going to do, if you look at this, this is 1 inch right here. Okay, this is 1 inch right here. So, we're going to start off by drawing this monkey. So, what we're going to do is we're going to click on the shapes. Look, you can do all kinds of shapes. You can do stars. If you click and drag a star and hit the up arrow on the keyboard, I can do more stars, less stars. But we're not going to do a star. Instead, we're going to do a circle. So I'm going to click on this, press it, click and hold, and I'm going to go to a circle, and I'm going to draw a 1 inch circle. So I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to press the Shift key on the keyboard, and it's going to make it a perfect circle. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to draw a 1 inch perfect circle, and then I'm going to use the arrow keys to move it down if you want, or you could click on this selection tool. You click on that, and you can drag it. I'm going to make that his eyeball. Okay? And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some more circles, okay, to make it. Oh, look, you can see how I've covered the thing. It's filled, so you can adjust the fill and the stroke. So you come over here, and you can see this white thing. We're going to click on this and make it see-through, okay. And you can click on this is the stroke. You could change it to different colors, but black is good for now. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to the circle tool, and we're going to draw his eyeball there. Okay, and we can click on this tool and we can blow it up. Make it bigger. Okay, so we're going to draw his other eyeball. Okay, so we're basically tracing this thing. Okay, so we can, oh, by the way, if you hit the space bar, you can move it around. So click and drag, hit space bar and move it around. Release the space bar, release the button, and I'm going to draw another one. I'm going to click, drag, hit the space bar, I can move it around. Okay, there you go. Now let's fill these in. So what we can do is we can go back to this thing, and I can fill it in white. So I want the fill to be white. And same thing on this one, I want the fill on this one to be white. And if I want the eyeball, here's a couple things I can do. I can fill this with black if I want, if I like the look of that, or if I want to make it not black inside. Another thing I could do is I can go to the stroke and I can increase the stroke. I can click on that and I can make it larger and thicker. So you can play around with that, okay? So far so good. Let's take a look at the PowerPoint. I have this PowerPoint that I have prepared. Let's see where we're at. Alright, so here's what we've done so far. We've downloaded the template. We've saved it in the folder with your name on it, in a folder called Ape and then Logo. We made these new folders. We changed the workspace. We turned on the rulers. Okay, so we've drawn basic shapes, and we're going to finish up the eyes. Actually, we did that. Let's see what's next. Alright, so now we're going to combine shapes to make the face. Okay, so let's do that. So here's what we do. Here's what I'm going to do. I have this layer called the real thing, and I'm going to turn that off. And I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to call this face. Okay, and I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to drag it underneath the eyeballs. Okay, alright, so let's draw this face. So take a look. You can see this face part is like a couple of circles combined and some other little things. So let's draw that. So we're going to go back to our circles. We're going to drag it. Okay, we're going to hit the space bar to move it up, and we're going to get that just about. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we'll get it pretty good. Okay, there's one. Okay, so I'm going to draw the next one. Same thing. Okay, by the way, you should be doing, just so you know, you should be doing this. You should be, if I didn't tell you, you should be doing this. Alright, we're going to do that, and then we're going to draw another one for the rest here, something like that. Okay, and we didn't quite get that right, so if you want, you can go to this tool. Where is it at? Oh shoot, can I find it? They're all hidden. All these tools are hidden one underneath the other, so you have to look for stuff sometimes. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's the warp tool. So one thing we can do is we can grab the warp tool and we can kind of mush this thing out. So we can mush it out a little bit. You can see I can grab it and move it. Okay, so you can warp it back and forth to get it just right. There we go. Okay, just right. Okay, so now I'm going to click to on my selection tool, and I'm going to press Shift, and I'm going to make multiple selections. I'm going to select multiple things. Okay, now I'm going to go to Window, and I'm going to go to Pathfinder. Click on that. This one's already, you can see it's already there. There's a Pathfinder, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unite these things all into one shape. Okay, so it makes one shape. We're not going to see this part, so it's okay. But if we need to, we can actually mush that part up. The other thing we can do is erase it as well. So we can mush it up, or we could use the eraser tool, and we can just erase it like that, and it'll kind of go like that. Okay, good. Okay, so now if we want to, we can color that in. So we can click on that. So let's go to the fill color, and let's start off with white. So this thing is set up in CMYK. So if I want to add some cyan, I could, but I don't want to. But I want to add a little magenta. So we can add a little magenta to the color, so you can see it show up. We can add yellow to it if we want, and if we want to add some black, the K stands for black, we can do that. All right. So we made a custom color for his face. Okay. So we can turn the eyeballs back on. Okay. All right. So let's keep going back to our PowerPoint slideshow. Let's see what that thing has to say. If I can find it. Here it is. Okay, so far we've moved, we've done all this. Oh, move anchor points with the direct selection tool. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. I forgot about that part. Alright, so let's say there's something that you didn't like about this. Well, if I want to move the whole thing, I can click on the selection tool and move the whole thing. And if I want to move it back, I can go Edit, Undo, or press Control Z. Control plus Z. Okay, but if I want to move an anchor point, see these little things? These are called anchor points. All those things are called anchor points. So I can go to the direct selection tool, and I can say, okay, I want to click that one. So I click off, and then I click and then I can move it. And I click off, click this anchor point, and I can move it. Okay, and I can click off, click on, and move it. Also, they have these handles. That's called a direction handle. I can adjust it however I want. Okay, so Illustrator, you can be really accurate with it. Okay, so there's that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to probably, let's see what the PowerPoint slideshow says. Better stick with the PowerPoint slideshow. Oh, part 2, the pen tool. Well, that's part 1. So we're going to hit stop for now. As soon as you get this all done, as soon as you make all that money, go ahead and go on to the Spiel Part 2. Okay? Ready, break.